Hey everyone, Coach Chris here from Anytime Fitness Australia and your Anytime Fitness Health Hub. Now I just want to quickly come to you and just bring you a lower body stretch routine that you can do at the end of any lower body workout that you do. And all too often as a personal trainer, we see it every single day where people do their workout, kick really good goals throughout their whole session, and then they just walk out without cooling down and stretching. And it's just as critical to warm up as it is to cool down. And as I said, I'm going to take you through a couple of different exercises that I like to implement each day in each workout that I do, just to stretch and cool down throughout my lower body. Now, one thing I do stress the importance, if you are just going to do this as a standalone workout, you still need to warm up. It's really, really beneficial to warm up and then stretch warm muscles rather than just jumping in and just doing a stretch session like this without being warm. So keep that in mind when you do this. As I said, really warm up before you do stretch. Now I'm going to take you through 6 different stretches, and we're going to hold each stretch for 30 seconds and we're going to go through twice on each stretch. Now let's get started. It's about 12 minutes worth of stretches and cool downs, so let's get stuck into it. So the first stretch that we're going to do today is just going to be our calf stretch. Now I like to do this just by utilizing a bench. So all we're going to do, as I said, we're going to hold each stretch for 30 seconds on each side. So let's get started. So we're going to find a bench. We're just going to put that right calf back and just trying to push through our heel down the ground. We're just going to hold that there for 30 seconds. Now you'll find that you'll get quite tight through your calf when you're doing a lot of jump movements or skipping or running, so I always like to stretch. Now it's really important with this stretch as well is not to make this too intense. As I said, you're holding each exercise or each stretch for 30 seconds on each side, and we're going to go through each round twice. Good, all right, switching to your left calf, just holding that there. Just really trying to push, as I said, pushing your heel down into the ground. Now there's a variation that you can do for this stretch is just doing a vertical one by putting your foot up against a wall. The difference between that one and this one is targeting our gastrocnemius, which is the major muscle group in our calf. We have one called a soleus, which is actually underneath. We don't want to stretch that one right now. Good, okay, switching back to our right side. Just hold that in. You can intensify the stretch now if you want. We're just doing each stretch twice through. Just holding that there, 30 seconds.
Halfway there.
Getting ready to switch back to our final left calf stretch in 2, 1, back to the other side. Now moving on from here, we're going to pull into a hamstring stretch. Now you can do this one sitting down or standing up. I'm going to show you standing up today. But if you find that your balance isn't quite where you want it to be, you'll sit down. So just keep holding that calf stretch for me. We're going to pull straight into our hamstring stretch. So I want you to keep holding it, but I'm going to show you a hamstring stretch. So all we're going to do is one leg bent, one leg straight, hand on our bent leg, and just sitting back, just like so. Now I'm doing my left side first, but we're going to do each side twice. Now if you want to intensify this stretch, you can just pull that toe back up like so. Just hold that there for 30 seconds. And as I said, we're putting our hands on our bent leg. Getting ready to switch legs. 2, 1, standing up. Hand goes on our bent leg. Straight leg out, trying to feel that stretch just through our hamstring here. If you want to intensify that stretch, just pull that toe back. And as I said, you make sure you're nice and warm before you do these stretches. If you've been training with me for a little bit, you'll know that I do a dynamic warm up and a static stretch cool down. So you've got to be warm before you start stretching down. 2, 1, switching back. You should start to feel your legs loosening up. We're getting a little bit warm just from holding on to those stretches. If you're just joining in, we have 30 seconds on each leg, or each exercise, sorry, 2 times through. This is a stretch that's gonna really target our hamstrings. So pulling your toe back if you want to intensify that stretch. 2, 1, back to the other side. Last one on here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get down on the ground after this one, and we're gonna pull into our quad stretch. You can also do this one standing up, but I like to sit down, that way I can really activate and get in there. Halfway. Now I want you to keep holding this stretch, but then what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch what I'm gonna do while you're doing that. So you're just gonna grab a seat, one leg out straight, other leg bent. Trying to get the instep of our foot down, so same deal, instep of our foot down, knees together, just trying to stretch out that quad. And I find this one's a little bit easier. If you do find it hard to balance on one foot, you can really zone in and start to stretch out on that quad. If you want to intensify it, you can lean back over, but just keep in mind if you've got any knee issues or knee pain, just to not lean back too far. You don't want to injure yourself when you're stretching. Switching sides in 2, 1, straight into the other side. Same deal, just leaning back over. And you'll start to find that if you've got any muscular imbalances, if one side's tighter than the other, or if you find yourself you've got to adjust a little bit more, would definitely recommend going around again on that stretch, all right? I know personally I'm a lot tighter through my right hip flexor, which we're going to hit hip flexors a little bit later, but I need to stretch them out a little bit more than any other muscle group. 3, 2, 1, back to the other side. Now we're obviously not taking many rest between these exercises, but you can take your time. As long as you're holding for 30 seconds at a time, I'm going to be happy. But as I said, if you want to keep this stretch routine to 12 minutes, just work along with our timer. I use a really cool app just from the App Store. It's just called Timer. You can set all your durations, you can set your rest, you can set your rounds. Keeps it nice and easy. 3, 2, 1, back to the other side. Last one here. Now from here, we're going to move into our groin stretch. Now typically you'd stand up for this stretch, but I actually like to stay down on the mat. Once again, back to balance. I haven't got the best balance, so if I'm spending half the time worried about trying to balance rather than stretching, then am I really going to get the most out of the stretch? No, I'm not. So I do this stretch kneeling down. So I'm going to move once again. You've got 5 seconds. What you're going to do is pop up on your knees and put this one foot out the side, back foot flat, and just turning away from that stretch. You're going to feel that right up the inside of your groin, trying to keep our body up nice and straight. Now, if you feel it more by standing up, stand up and do it. But this is the way that I get the most activation out of it, and I find that it works the best with my clients. And I'm really trying to turn away to try and get that stretch through that groin. Nearly there, guys. Just nice, easy 6 stretches just that you can do at the end of your lower body workout. Keeps it nice and simple. Get ready to switch in 3, 2, 1. Straight back down and doing the same, turning away. Now, if you try and turn away too far, guys, you can really get a little bit of a cramp through your lower back. So just turn to where you feel the groin stretch. That's the most important part. You don't want to feel any impingements or tightnesses in your lower back. If you are, that might mean you need to stretch just a little bit more. Keep holding that there. Remember, 2 times through on each stretch. 3, 2, 1. Back to the other side. Now, I would definitely recommend incorporating this stretch session at the end of every leg session. You can also combine this one with my upper body stretch session as well and do them together if you're doing a full body. Or just doing a full body stretch a couple of times a week. It's really going to help with your training. It's going to help de-stress, detoxify your body, help it recover. 3, 2, 1. Last one here. Turning away. From here, we're going to move into a glute stretch. As I said, same as the last couple exercises, I'm going to move into that movement quite early, and then you're just going to switch when I say change. 10 seconds. Keep holding. Same deal. So with that glute stretch, we're just going to pop down onto our back, 1 foot up, like so, reaching through, and just holding that there. 2, 1. So hands just on the top of our knee. You can have your head back or head up. I actually just feel more comfortable with my head up, and we're just trying to bring that knee into our body. Our opposite foot is on top of our knee, and you'll feel that. If you've got your right foot on your left knee, you'll feel that in your right glute. Getting ready to switch. 3, 2, 1. Switching sides. Now, as I said, you'll find those muscular imbalances.
For me, this is my tight side. You might need to readjust. Keeping that stretch activated.
Halfway there.
Halfway. Really important to control your breathing when you stretch, guys, as well. 2, 1, go. Perfect, switch sides. That's it, keep that locked in. Nice and strong.
Halfway there.
Hold that there. One, switch sides. Last one, that's all right. Keep holding.
Halfway there.
Only got one more stretch. Keep it up. We're gonna move into a hip flexor stretch next. The same as before. Let's move into that stretch before we start. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Really just trying to push through your hips. If you want to intensify that stretch, you can put that hand up. Everyone just met Kerry. If you want to intensify that stretch, guys, you can reach back, and just grab that foot and just hold that stretch in there. Most important part is keep that chest up though. 2, 1, switching sides. Same deal, 1 foot forward, pushing those hips through. Same deal, intensify that stretch, hand goes up. Trying to intensify it one more time, reaching through, grabbing back of your foot, keeping that chest up. Don't know if you can see me wobbling, it's one of my weaker stretches. You can see me wobbling out, can't you? Last round. Nearly there, guys. Now, as I said, you want to try and incorporate this stretching routine at least 2 to 3 times a week if you're training legs quite regularly. I know with a lot of my crew, doing a lot of group classes, a lot of live workouts. There's a lot of leg dominant movements in live workouts because minimal equipment, it's easier to program in a lot of jump, lunges, jump, squats, that kind of stuff. So you really should stretch 2 to 3 times a week on that lower body. That was nice and simple, guys. 12 minutes, 6 exercises, 2 minutes on each exercise, and you're done. 12 minutes, that's all it takes.
Halfway there.
Just remember, if you found that video useful, make sure that you save it because you can save videos. Do it each time. If you need any help with any other stretches, make sure you reach out to me. You can get me through the hub, or you can get me on Instagram at Chris Nelson's World. Thanks for taking the time of your day to do a stretch session with me, and we'll see you next time. See you guys.